All right, there we go. We are live, and we already got a bunch of people in the chat already having a conversation. I like to see that. Welcome. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics, and I always want to give shout-outs. If you get here early, you will get a shout-out, so make sure when you see my live shows, come on in and leave a comment. So, hi to the Doggy Lover, Luis Ramirez, Big Lion Cat, Comic Addiction, BPRD, always good to see you guys. Unruly Simeon, nice to see you. John, welcome. Johnny Future. Manny the Comic Collector. Florence, always a pleasure. Sith Lord, good to see you. Chef Scotland says, holiday greetings, same to you. And this is, of course, Must Have Comics, where I show the comics that you may be interested in for Comic Book Wednesday on the 5th of December. 2018. So Baron, we got Kuz, the Invincible Outcast, Derek Tibbs, welcome one and all. Let me put on the camera. I just want to make an announcement before I show the books. The contest for the free poster is still open. It currently has 95 likes. Once it gets to 100, we will pick a winner. So if you have not entered the contest, just go to the video. It was something I posted about a week ago, and just follow the rules to get that going, and you could be a part of that and win one of the posters that was so generously donated by one of my awesome subscribers. So let's get into these books, and I will be doing, and I think I'm going to do this from now on, as long as I have boxes to do, but I will be doing a version of the Choose where you guys could pick one of three. One will be a dud, one will be a key. Actually, this time there will be 2 keys and 1 dud. So hopefully you guys will pick the key, because either one is going to be a good comic to check. But you guys in the live chat will be able to pick which one I unbox. So what I always recommend is communicate with one another, because I get you guys a lot. I'm pretty good at tricking and knowing which ones you guys are going to pick. So keep that in mind. Just when you think you figure me out, I changed the strategy. So with that being said, let's first show the comics and then stick around until the end for the choosing. And then I will pick today's surprise subscriber shout out. So all you have to do is make sure you make some comments that catch my attention. And if it does, you'll get the shout out. So the first thing we're going to start with, and I get 2 of these each time. This is Walking Dead issue number 186. If you haven't watched this season of Walking Dead, I really think they're on the right track again. The last 2 seasons were you know, they were watchable, but they weren't that great. This season, they definitely, you could see the change, and even with Rick Grimes not being part of the series, it's still very watchable. And I predicted a while ago that there was no way they were going to ever kill off Rick Grimes, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it at this point. But I get 2 of each, and this is the variant. It's nice to see that they made one of the male characters not look feminine on these, because if you notice, like, for example, the one with Carl, I mean, you could not tell it was Carl. But I get 2 of those. I have every single issue going all the way to issue number 1. I have the complete run. So if you like Walking Dead, that's definitely a book to pick up. Now, this one I've never heard before. I've never even seen, I don't believe I've seen the first one. But this one, I saw this cover, and I had to get this. This is from Zenescope. This is Black Knight issue number 2. I'm not sure who the artist is, but that is an amazing piece of art. I mean, when something looks almost photorealistic, I really get into that kind of stuff. $3.99 price tag. It's issue number 2. I got there at 12 o'clock when the comic store opened. They only had 1 of these. This is probably going to be a very small print run. $3.99 price tag. Definitely beautiful cover. If you can get this one, I'd recommend giving it a chance. And like I said, many stores may not have it, because my store only had the 1, and I got there as soon as the door opened. All right, this one, definitely, this is my pick of the week. If you could get this book, and again, there was only 1 of these when I got there when it opened at 12 o'clock, and I was the only person in the store. This is the Source issue number 2. Now, there is also going to be a variant that is limited to 300 copies. Now, I'm going to give you some advice. Do not buy it on eBay, because you will pay twice as much. If you go to a store, I don't know the exact website, but if you Google or Bing or whatever, type in The Source issue number 2, Scout Comics. Go to their website. You could buy issue number 2 for $20, the variant. On eBay, they're selling it for $400. Now, this is the regular cover. The variant doesn't look that much dissimilar to this. I mean, you know, for the $20, you'd think they'd put a nicer cover. But it's still got the green cover, but it's limited to 300. So who knows if that's something that's going to be great to get. But eBay, excuse me, I saw it last night. Somebody listed it for $39.99. That's ridiculous. So don't buy it on eBay. If you're interested in this book, go onto that website. You can get it for $20 plus shipping. All right, so let's get into some of the number ones. Now, there's going to be Marvel and DC not in here. Because Marvel, typical fashion with their number ones, $4.99, I'm just not going to pay it. Whether you want to or not, I leave it up to you. Just because I do something doesn't mean you have to. But as I predicted, DC is starting to get onto the $4.99 train. I was really interested in getting the Shazam number 1. I saw the $4.99 price tag. I put it back on the shelf. Whether you get it or not is up to you, but you will not see that here. I just am not going to spend the $4.99, and it's not about the money, because if you've seen my channel, I spend money on comics, so it's the principle of the thing. All right, so we got a lot of independents. So if anything, I help support the smaller companies. So this is by Black Mask. This is Snap Flash Hustle, issue number 1. There were 3 different covers. I mean, the covers aren't that great, to be perfectly honest. This was the best of the 3. It's kind of got like a cartoonish kind of look to it. So, I mean, I always give number 1s, especially from independent companies, a chance. So, Black Mask is usually good, at least quality-wise, for their paper and everything. $3.99 price tag, couple of variants. You know, I'm not going to buy all the variants anymore. I just buy one that I think is attractive. Here's another one by Black Mask. I really like this cover. The blue, it's basically just blue and black with a little bit of white. But this is Black Devil's Eye, issue number 1. And again, by Black Mask. And it's kind of a simplistic cover, but I just really like the way this is drawn. And to me, if a cover can grab my attention, then it's doing its job. So especially when you're an independent company, you know, you don't have an amazing Spider-Man or a Batman that you could put on any cover and will sell. So you got to have something that will catch people's attention. So I think that's another one. And again, there were maybe, I think maybe 2 of these. I think there might have been just the 1. So again, that's going to be a low print run. All right, we have some Image books. Again, a couple of variants, but I only got 1. This is the variant one. This is Die, issue number 1 by Image Comics. Not to be mistaken for Die. This is something different. Again, $3.99 price tag. So as of now, Image has decided not to go on the $4.99 train. But trust me, they will eventually. But as of now, they're $3.99, and I am still giving them my business. So, decent cover. The other one, they kind of look the same, the 2 covers. I just like this one a little bit better. The red really made it pop out. Might be worth checking out. All right, this is another one of those. It's by Image, Top Cow. Less is more. Just something about this really makes me want to pick it up and check it out. This is called The Freeze. And as you can see, it's a very simplistic cover. Doesn't let you really know what this is about. But again, with a cover that's all black with that blue, just really stands out. And it caught my attention. So that's a good job with that and made me interested in seeing what this is. Again, not a lot of these in the stores, so it might be worth checking out. All right, so the last number 1 that I got 1 variant that I bought. I usually don't buy them, but for 10 bucks, I thought it was cool. This is another one from Image Comics. This is called Self-Made. Now, I don't know if this has any variants because I did not see any. This was the only book that was on the shelf. And again, I got there at 12 and they just opened. So I'm not sure if this is a low print run or not. But it's funny. It almost has like a Tron feeling to it. Just that pose reminds me of the original Tron movie. So we'll see what this is all about. But this definitely caught my attention. Might be something to check out. And then this is the book that I was talking about. Excuse me. This is Venom number 9. I'm not sure if this is like a 1 in 10 variant, 1 in 25 variant, or anything like that. But I really like this cover. And I'm sure on eBay I could get it for cheaper, but, you know, then I'd have to wait, and I couldn't show it to you. So I didn't mind investing the $10 in this book, because the Venom has been pretty decent. Alright, so those are the books. So let me get a pen and paper, because we are now moving to the choose section, where you guys, I'll have 3 boxes that I show, and you guys get to pick which one you want me to unbox. 2 of them this time are keys, and 1 is a dud. So you guys talk amongst yourselves, and then when I tell you to vote, you can vote only once, and make sure you write a number. If you're talking amongst yourselves, spell out the number. Like if you're saying to somebody in the chat, I think we should pick number 2, just type TWO. So once I see a number, that will count as a 2. So Tracy's excited. Tracy's already voting, even though she doesn't know what boxes there are. But let's show them. Let's see. Okay, so here is the first package. I took off the sticker. But, of course, you know, they were nice enough to put the Do Not Bend. So as you can see, this is a very thin one. So this is either a comic book or a sock. You never know. I don't usually repeat things, but you'll have to find out what that is if you pick box number 1. All right, box number 2. We got the larger size box. Looks nice and clean. No damage, which is a rare thing these days with the post office. So they decided to not place. I mean, it's bent in a little bit there, but overall looks pretty darn good. So if you think box number 2 is the one to pick, you'll have to choose that. And then box number 3, we got the typical post office priority mail box. Again, looks to be in very good shape. I only show one side because I don't want to show any addresses. So, looks to be in good shape. So, all 3 look pretty good as far as shape-wise. So, now you're going to have to make the decision. Which one do you think is the dud? And try and avoid it. So, as of now, when you are ready, type the number of which box you want to open. And we will go from there. And let's see if I get you. So, here we go. The votes are starting to come in. Okay. So Intel EK says, I don't believe 1. You'd be angry if you received a comic that way. Well, to be fair, I would only be angry if the comic inside was damaged. But yeah, I'm not thrilled when I get packages like that. Alright, so as usual, I'm seeing votes all over the place. So you guys are not communicating, but that's alright. So far, going with the safe bet with the box. So it's pretty even at this point, so it's anybody's guess. So, yes, Tracy, there are 2 key books. So there's, usually I do like a key, a okay book, and a dud. But today, 2 of the 3 are going to be key issues. So you have a 66.6% chance of not getting the dud, which means 33% of the time it works all the time. And let's see who knows what that reference is, even though it wasn't that number. Johnny says, oh shoot, what happened? My computer did not start your live chat. Yeah, if that happens, just hit refresh. Alright, so we'll take 4 more votes. It's pretty even all the way around, so if you have not voted, here's your last opportunity. Wow, and 12 people left. 13. I guess you don't like these box things, but that's alright. Maybe they're going to get to the comic book store. Alright, so it looks like it might be number 2. There we go. And Robert, I did get your vote. Alright, so it looks like 2 is the winner. And finally, somebody got it. Coos187 said that was a reference from Anchorman, basically where they said about his cologne that there's a 60% chance that it'll work every time. So good job with that. All right, so you guys picked number 2. So you went with the safe bet with the box. Now we'll have to see if that was a critical error with me knowing that you'd stay away from box number 1 because it was different than the other 2. So would that be one of the keys in number 1? Well, you're not going to find out this time. So we'll have to see if my reverse psychology worked out. So you guys ready? And of course, if it is a comic, I will make sure I say the price. And of course, they taped it, which I always love when they do that. Makes unboxings that much slower, which is what you want, you know? You want slow, painfully long unboxings. All right, so you did pick one of the comics. So congratulations on that. Now, this is a lower grade book, but I don't care because this is one of those books I tell people to get all the time, no matter what. Of course, don't overspend, but here we go. So we have, this is probably my 4th or 5th copy of Giant Size X-Men issue number 1. Now, the front cover is detached. That is okay. You can see right here, somebody really loved the living daylights out of this. It's all scrunched up. But even at a 0.5 sells for around $400 at this point. And that's before the X-Men are going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is a book I highly recommend people getting because, trust me when I say, anything Fantastic Four and X-Men, you think the prices are expensive now, wait until you see the first bit of information about somebody from the X-Men, Fantastic Four, or Deadpool in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These prices, you'll wish for them. So, of course, this is probably about a 1.5 to a 2.0 at best. And that's perfectly fine, because it doesn't matter the grade to me. It's a comic that I love. It really depends on how much I paid for it. And Andy was pretty close. He said I paid $280. I actually paid less than that. With shipping and handling, I paid $206.45. So again, if you look up a 0.5, it goes for around $350 to $400. This is definitely better than a 0.5. And again, this is going to continue to rise because, trust me, I'm telling you, a lot of books, if you've seen some of my older videos, I predicted a lot of books that I said would go up, and that's exactly what happened. So I do, despite what a few people might say, I do know what I'm talking about. So with shipping and handling, and the shipping and handling is what brought it over because I think I won it for like $195. So the shipping and handling was a little high on this one, but that's all right. I still paid lower than what I wanted. So $206.45 for Giant Size X-Men number 1. I probably won't get this one graded because it's so low, but then again, if all of a sudden this becomes a $900 book, which I doubt, I mean, then I would get it graded, but I mean, I have others that I can get graded anyway. So get this book, just don't overspend. So, with that being said, we are going to pick today's surprise subscriber shout-out. So, you guys won today, but I did, to be fair, I did make it a little bit easier for you guys. And Tracy says, well, it scrolled up, says, I just can't afford a Giant Size X-Men 1. I mean, who can? Well, there's always deals. Look around and don't have that attitude. Say, I'll just wait for the right deal. You never know what'll happen, but if you doubt yourself and put yourself in that negative aspect, you're really just not going to be motivated, and you'd be amazed at changing the attitude, how things all of a sudden will find you. So there's always a way. You just got to use this. So don't get yourself discouraged. All right, so today we are going to do today's surprise subscriber shout out will go to Big Lion Cat, and we're also going to do one more. So we're going to do Big Lion Cat, and we're also going to do Manny the Comic Collector. You guys are today's surprise subscriber shout out. Intel EK85 says, Chris, do you have an Instagram? No, I do not. I really think we get spied on enough for me to have any of those extra things. I do have a Facebook, but I barely ever use it anymore. This is the best place to really contact me. And Andy Dockery says, Chris put out a video on the mindset must watch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, trust me, change your mindset. When you say you can't do something, you usually won't. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get it, but it's going to make it a lot more fun. Think of it as a game of hide-and-go-seek. You know, when you play hide-and-go-seek, the fun part is trying to find the people that are hiding, but their job is not to be found. So if you give up and say, oh, I'll never find them, well, guess what? You're never going to find them. So think of it as a game and just say, I haven't gotten a right price yet, but I will find one. You can do trades. You can work for somebody instead of payment. There's always a way. So you'll find one if you change the mindset, or at least it'll make it easier. So that's it. Wait until the end. Well, actually, we already did the surprise subscriber shout out. Make sure if you haven't seen from the beginning, you can see the comics that are out there. Go happy hunting, have fun with it, and remember, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. And he says it's pronounced Intellect 85. Ah, see? There you go. Thank you for that. All right, guys, enjoy your day. Happy hunting. And I hope you guys get all the comics that you want for the cheap prices you can get them for. Good job picking out one of the key books. I will see you next video. If you'd be so kind to give it a thumbs up, I appreciate the support. And let's be good to each other. And have a good day. Peace out.